Article 12 and 35 definite in our constitution. There is no definition of fundamental rights, but the time to time it is defined by judiciary. Fundamental rights is the right that rights through which there is moral and intellectual development take place in any person. Fundamental rights is taken from USA Constitution, Bill of Rights. History of fundamental rights in world. For the first time the fundamental rights was presented in the form of Magna Magna Carta in Britain in 1250, when the King John of Britain has been fundamental rights to the citizens of Britain, Thames River announced. In 1688, Bill of Rights was presented by Parliament of America, through which the fundamental rights was given to the citizens of America. In 1789, through the Declaration of Rights of Men and Citizens, fundamental rights was given to the public of France. History of fundamental rights in India. In India, for the first times in 1865, by Dadabhai Nauroji and R.C. Datta, has demanded fundamental rights before the British. Annie Besant, in his magazine, among Bill demand for fundamental rights. In 1928, Nehru report was presented by Motilal Nehru, in which also fundamental rights were demanded. In 1931, for the first time by the Congress in Karachi, submit demand for fundamental rights. The president of summit was Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. In 1946, cabinet mission come in India. In this mission, before Indians to form community was suggested for fundamental rights. Important articles related to fundamental rights. Article 12. According to article, definition of state is given. Under state, following groups is included: Indian government plus parliament, state government plus Vidhan Sabha, LA and LC, local authority, other officers. Important Article 13. In this article, it is described that Parliament can't make any law with terminate or change fundamental rights. As well as in this article, judicial review word is used. Right to equality 14 to 18. 14. Article 14. This article of Constitution come under the right to equality. In this, it is told that every citizen of India would be equality before law. Article 15. This article explains profit of discrimination of on the ground of religion, race, caste, and place of birth. This article explains. According to the article, definition of state is given. Definition of state. And in this article, describe that the parliament can't make any law. Article 16. This article explains about equality of opportunity in matter of public employment. Public employment. 16. This article explains the state having power to give some reservation to backward class in the government job. 16.4a. This article is added through 77 Constitution Amendment 1995 and explain that the state government have power to give some reservation on ST SC. 16D4 16.4a. This is backward class reservation. This is ST SC promotion. 16.5. This article describes about the creamy layer and non-creamy layer of OBC person whose 8 lakh is called creamy layer. More than 8 lakh, these people can't get the benefit of reservation. 16.5. Article 16 का 5. Article 17. The article explain of untouchability to stop this some act are made which following. Abolition of untouchability. Untouchability prevents acts 1955, Citizen Right Preservation Act 1976. According to Act of 1976, so slogan was given, "We are equal." Article 18. This article explains the abolition of titles. Abolition, abolition of titles. Note, in the present title are only given in the field of army education, as well as it is also added that no Indian citizen would accept any title from foreign. Right to freedom. Article 90 to 22. Article 19. Article 19 of Indian Constitution is combination of many articles. 19A. According to this article, every Indian has freedom of speech and expression. Speech and expression. Under this article, following rights are given: freedom of media, freedom of host, national flag, freedom of singing, national and song, and freedom of to information, right to information, BC and EDC, freedom of hosting national flag, media, freedom of. Now we can repeat. According to 19A, according to this article, every Indian has freedom of speech and expression. Under this article, following rights are given: freedom of media, freedom of to host national flag, freedom to sing national song, right to information, etc. Article 19B. According to this article, Indians has freedom of meeting and assembly. 19C. According to this article, India has freedom of formation, union, union formation freedom. Article 19D. According to this article, every Indian has move, freedom to move. 19D. 19E. According to this article, every Indian has freedom of residence. India can reside in any part of India. Explanation. In Jammu and Kashmir, India can't live permanently because, according to 370, has the right to make its own constitution. That's why it's established by Narendra Modi or BJP government. Supreme Court also involved in it. Article 19F, right to property, was Article 31, 44 Amendment and added in Article 308. Article 19G. Under this article, any Indian can accept any business. You can do any business on 19G. Article 20. This article provides protection in respect of conviction for offense. To this following protection are given, any person can be considered as if he break the law. Any person can't forced to accept his offense. Is come under Article 20. Any person can be punished one time only for one crime. One time, one crime. Article 20. Article 21. Protection of life. According to this, life of any person can be taken through the legal process of law. Personal liberty. Under these following rights are given: a right to drink fresh water, right to take pure air, right to live alone. During emergency, except 20 and 20 article, all fundamental rights are finished. Except 20 and 20. Article 21A. According to this article, right to education was given. This article was added through 186 Constitution Amendment 2002. Through this right, children between 6 to 14 years will give free education, which was as their fundamental rights. It was launched from 1st April to 2010. Please like my video. Article 22. This article explains about protection against arrest and detention. Please like my video on certain cases. Preventive detention. Any person can be arrested before committing crime. It is only called preventive detention. This arrest can be done on giving reason. for national security, for public interest, for foreign relations. On the basis of suspect, anyone can be arrested. This person who is arrested can be person for 3 months. Note by 44th Constitution Amendment 1978. The duration of was December from 3 months to 2 months. If in order to increase duration from 2 months, then the 3 month board is made, which is advisory board. Advisory board who president is justice. President is justice of High Court and remaining justice of High Court. Some important related to preventive detention. Preventive Detention Act 1950. Internal Security System Act 1971. National Security Act 1983. TADA Terrorist and Disruptive Activities Act 1985. Note, TADA was terminated in 1995. POTA, the Prevention of Terrorism Act 2002. POTA. Protection against arrest. According to this, the people who are arrested are given following rights: to know a reason of arrest, about after 24 hours of arrest he has to prevent before near magistrate, under 24-hour time travel traveling time is not counted. No, right against exploitation. 23 to right against exploitation. Article 23. These articles explain about the provision of human trafficking and forced labor. Human trafficking and forced labor. Article 23. Article 24. This article explains the provision of employment of children in danger work. Note, on 10th October 2006, the Child Labor Provision Act was implemented. Right to religion 25 to 28. Article 25. This article explains about the freedom, conscience, and free permission, profession, practices, and propagation of religion. Article 26. This article explains about the freedom to manage religious affairs. Article 27. This article explains about the prohibition of exemption of tax on religious field. Article 28. This article explains that in government school, religious education is prohibited. Right to cultural and education. Article 29 and 30. These two articles of constitution is related to minority. In India, minority is divided into two categories on the basis of language and on the basis of religion. On the basis of language and on the basis of religion. In present, on the basis of religions, there is six minority communities. Number one, Christians, Muslim, Sikh, Jainism, Buddhism, and Parsi. Note, Jainism are newly. Article 29. This article of Indian Constitution explain article of prevention of interest of minority, protection against scripture, protection of language, protection of culture. Article 30. According to this article, minority have rights to establish any administrator educational institution. Right to constitutional remedies. 32. Article 32. Relations to constitutional remedies, also called soul of Indian Constitution. SC release social order in order to protect fundamental rights of citizens. Rights, habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, serentrio, and quantum varento. Five reads. Habeas corpus. According to their rates, any person is pre-soned illegally. And then, with the right, Supreme Court or High Court order that person or institute to present that person with the body in court is come on habeas corpus. Mandamus, according to the right, if any to judge that case and then also it judged it, then the Supreme Court ordered the court to follow a rule according to constitution. Prohibition. If any institute does not work according to constitution, then Supreme Court order to stop that work. Century. According to this, if any institute want to restart its work, then he was to file all together new petition in Supreme Court. Altogether new petition. if you want to start another. Then the Supreme Court order a writ which is quanto varento. If any person illegally in any institute, the Supreme Court order a right to quanto varento through which his job will be cancelled. Suspension of fundamental rights. Fundamental rights can be suspended according to Article 359. According to this article, during national emergency, except Article 20 and 21, all through fundamental rights are suspended. Article 358. According to this article of Constitution, it is explained that during emergency, all rights of Article 19 will be suspended. First, Article 34. In this article, when forced in any religion, then the parliament makes law and fundamental rights are suspended. Parliament makes law, but fundamental rights are suspended. Landmark judgment related to fundamental rights. Sanskari Prasad versus State of Bihar, year 1951. Please like my video if you like it. This was the first case of the world in which this question was raised that amendment can be done in fundamental rights. In these decisions of this case, Supreme Court told that amendment cannot be done in fundamental rights. Golak Nath versus State of Punjab. year 1967. In this in the decision of this case, Supreme Court has told that Parliament does not have right to do amendment in fundamental rights. 24th Constitution Amendment. 24th Constitution Amendment 1971. According to this amendment, this was told that the Parliament has right to do amendment in fundamental rights. Parliament has a right to amend in the fundamental rights. Keswanand Bharti case versus State of Kerala. This is very important case. Year 1973. This case is considered as the most important case of judiciary because in this case basic structure of fundamental Indian constitution was defined. In this case, the decision which was taken was that the parliament can do amendment in fundamental rights, but this amendment should be done in that manner so there is no effect in fundamental basic structure of constitution. Part 4. Directive Principle of State Policy DPSP. Article 30 to 51. In Indian Constitution, directive principle of state policy has taken from Ireland. It is taken from Ireland. According to B.R. Ambedkar, directive principle of state policy is the unique quality of Indian Constitution. According to K.T. Shah, DPSP is a type of check which bank pay according to its need. Type of check. The main motto of DPSP are DP is established welfare state. This established social and economic democracy. Nature of DPSP. This is a type of advice which help to make law for state accept or not this advice. It all depend on state. It all depend on state. Article related to DPSP. Article 36. In this article, definition of state is given, which is in following. Article 37. Provision connected in this part shall not force by court. Article 38. In this article, motto of DPSP in explained that by DPSP a public welfare state is established. Public welfare state on Article 38. Article 39. These articles of Indian Constitution is a group of many articles where Article 39A in this it is explained that the state will provide livelihood of both male and female. 39B. This will be the responsibility of state that it will use physical resources in such a way that those resources can be mostly used for public interest. Article 39. Through this article, state is advised to do centralization of property and pre-production in such a way that there is no effect on public interest. Article 39D. Through this article, state will do management in such a way that male and female would be equal wages for equal work. 40. This article was joined in Indian Constitution with the effect of Mahatma Gandhi. In this article, provisions provisions of organism of Gram Panchayat is done. Gram Panchayat. Article 41. Through this article, state do management in such a way that all citizens will get wages and education according to its eligibility as well as unemployment, old age, sickness that will provide commission help. Article 41. Through this article, wages and education. Article 42. Through this article, women will give advantage in a special case by the state. Special case by the state. Article women. Note, by this article only maternity leave is मैटरनिटी बस स्पेशल एक्ट है 42 लेकिन मैटरनिटी लीव मिलेगा. Article 43. This article is based on home industry level. According to this, laborers will have right to get wages and leave. Article 44. This article is for provision of Uniform Civil Code. In Goa, State of Indian Uniform Civil Code is implemented. Article 45. In this article is explained that the children up to 6 years will be taken care by the state as well as will get free compulsory education by state. Article 46. This article is related with STSC. According to this state will provide provision of health and education for STSC. Article 47. Through this article, intoxicating drinks is prohibited. Intoxicating drink 47 is prohibited. Through this article, only smoking is banned. 47. Article 48. This article state will use scientific technology in field of agriculture and animal husbandry. Through this article act, only hunting some special animal is banned. Hunting of some special animal is banned, like kala hiran. Article 48 का A. Through this article, it is the responsibility of state. It will protect environment and bioreserve. Protect environment and bioreserve. 48A. Article 49. Through this article, state will protect historical monuments. Historical monument protection. Article 49. Article 50. Through this article, only separation of executive and judiciary is done. Separation of executive judiciary is done. Article 51. State will do management in such a way that there is protection of international peace and security. International peace and security. Article 51. Chapter 9 4A Fundamental Duties 51 का A. In India, fundamental duties was taken from USSR. In fundamental constitution, fundamental duty was not included. Important Swaraj Sindh Committee, year 1967. Swaraj Sindh Committee. Through this report of this committee has suggested fundamental duties in India. This community has suggested to add 8 fundamental duties. 42nd Constitution Amendment, year 1976. Through this amendment, Part 4A and Article 51A was added in Constitution. Through this amendment, 10 fundamental duties was made for each citizen. 86th Constitution Amendment, year 2002. Through this constitution amendment in Article 51A, one more fundamental duties was added, because of which number of fundamental duties increased become 11. Tomorrow we study Article 51A. Good night, friend. Please like my video